Sometimes late 1944, one morning when we are standing in attention to be counted, young prisoners are always in the front row. SS sergeant stops 2 meters in front of me and says, "Who amongst you young prisoners speak German?" I took it in gymnasium in high school. One of those things when your brain is like a computer and you try to, in a split second, weigh the consequences. Okay, why should they take one person, one prisoner out if they can kill 100? So maybe there must be something good. Sure enough, he takes me to the gate of the camp. There is a man in civilian clothing. I stand in attention, take off my hat, and tell him my prisoner number. And he actually introduces himself. He says, "I am Herr so-and-so. I'm a civilian engineer. I'm attached to this camp, and I'm going to be surveying the future roads for 2 weeks. I need somebody to carry some of my equipment because I can do it by myself. You are going to be carrying the wooden plank with the numbers on it." And he has the tripod with his instrument and his books, and he tells me, "Stand over here." I stand there with the wooden plank. I'm on vacation. Beautiful area. It reminded me when I was a Boy Scout going to jamborees in areas like this. I could escape for a couple of minutes. And then he beckons me when he makes his notes, and I stand there and we do this. Great, no slave labor. Next morning, the first thing he says to me is, "I know what terrible situation you people are in. What is he talking about? He's a German. He is one of the people that put me in this terrible situation. Is he kidding me? Is he trying to be smart or whatever?" But then the next thing he says, "I am going to bring you back to join your work party." Excuse me, because I usually break down. A half hour early to join up your work party to march back to the camp. I'm going to point to the left. There's a barracks. This is where the SS guards and civilian German engineers and so on have their lunch. This is going to be way past lunchtime. You don't have to worry. Go in, go to the far corner, look under the bench. Piece of meat, piece of cheese, a real piece of bread, a little cup of milk. I drink the milk, I put the rest in my pocket to take it back to share with. I always hooked up with some young prisoners for moral support, and I thank him. And this one for 2 weeks. I credit this man with saving my life. Against all odds, this man, a real human being, decided that he's going to help another human being in dire need. If a guard would have seen him, an SS guard would have seen him, he could have wound up in the same camp where I was. Yet he did this for 2 weeks. And this was really not only fantastic that I was able to replenish my system, because I was always a skinny kid, but now I was a half a skinny kid, and I was able to continue. I had no idea whether I'm going to be in the camps for 2 months or 2 years or whatever. But not only was that fantastic physically, but mentally, it was such a lift to know that there are good people on this earth. What a chance he took